Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm the Jimmy Jam Oracle, and today we are doing a Amberlynn reading. We're going to do a different spread. I'm trying a health spread, so this reading will be focused on her health. So I'm over here shuffling the cards, and let's focus our energy. Let's focus our minds in on Amber. Help the spirits out. Find her. Now focus in on her energy. And remember, we welcome the spirits just like I welcome you here today. And let's get started. I feel like I need to shuffle a little bit more, and then we'll get started. Go tap the deck, wake up the spirits. And what's been going on with Amber? She's got a new health diagnosis, which is one of the reasons why I'm wanting to do the health spread. I'm gonna see how well it works. Again, spirits, can you help us with this health spread, please? All right, I got no jumpers. I didn't have any jumpers in my last read either. Don't know if that means spirits are a little bit quieter than usual, or they're just really relying on my shuffling skills. But let's get started. All right, so we start with the first card. And the first card is current state, like her well-being. What do we have? We have the King of Swords. He is reversed. This says quiet power, inner truth, callous, weakness, loss of emotional control, manipulation, misuse of power. Okay, well, these are not unusual words for Amber. Let's talk about weakness. I wonder, it's probably an emotional weakness, but maybe it can be a physical one, I guess. It does talk about inner truth and manipulation. So it's like she knows the truth, but she's going to manipulate the situation as much as she can, which, to be fair, she has before. And it also talks about the misuse of power. So I do think she does use her health as clickbait, or, you know, just get people clicked on. And because I'll be honest with you, a girl her size saying she has high blood pressure, not all that surprising. But could she be manipulating the situation by, like, maybe she always had high blood pressure, she never said anything about it, or does she have high blood pressure? Or even, like, this doesn't have to be like her physical health, it could be her mental health as well. Because it does talk about loss of emotional control. And I know there's some speculation about whether or not she's actually taking Zoloft. But let's put that aside. Let's move on to the second card. It says, what to avoid. So this is what Amber should avoid. What should she avoid? It's the Lovers. I've been saying it all along. She doesn't need to be in a relationship. But let's read the card. It says, love, harmony, relationships, union, partnership, sexuality, passion, values, alignment, deep love, a choice, the strength of two together. Yeah, this might be like an emotional health journey we're going through right now. Because it does say that she should avoid, I really do, I think they said that she should avoid being in a relationship. Which, to be fair, like I said, a lot of people have been saying all along that she shouldn't be focused on what's going on, like online or in her DMs, that she should just focus in on herself. And, you know, figure out things, what's going on with herself mentally, so she can potentially be a better partner in the future. But let's move on to the third card, and its consequences. Okay, what's the consequences? The High Priestess. It says intuition, sacred knowledge, the subconscious, divine, feminine, trust yourself, sensitivity, purity, and high morals. This is a consequence? Let's talk about intuition. Divine, feminine, trust yourself, sensitivity. I'm not sure how this is a consequence. I mean, unless it's like a positive consequence. But no. Consequence is usually negative. I don't know if anyone has any ideas, you can let me know. Again, because this is a health-related tarot card reading, sometimes the arcana, the really powerful cards, they're the ones that sometimes their meanings will change. I really should look into that. I'm going to be doing this full time. Well, not full time. No, I mean like a lot time, more often. All right, so move on to the fourth card. It says how the environment affects how you feel. All right, so this is, I might as well say it's an environmental influence. It goes down here. I'll pull it up so you can see it. It is the Four of Pentacles. He's reversed. It says greediness, possessiveness, stinginess, overspending, and self-protection. Okay. I can see that. Because what's Amber's environment? Like her mom, home, and the internet. And I definitely do think that the internet does make her have that self-protection. And the greediness as well. All right, let's move on. That one's pretty straightforward. We move on to the fifth card. It says, what will be useful, what to focus on in order to live longer and better. So basically, what's going to help. And who do we have? We have the King of Wands. He's reversed. The second king we have in this read. It is reversed. It says impulsiveness, ruthless, high expectations, haste, unachievable expectations. Impulsiveness. Because it says what would be useful. What would, and usually that's something that would be to her benefit. And for some reason, the impulsiveness really sticks out. Or even like maybe the high expectations. Like she should have higher expectations for herself. And then that would help. I just have to keep an eye on that for that. We'll move on to the sixth card. It says, what would health be like if nothing is done? Okay, so if she doesn't do anything about her health, what's going to happen? Oh, we have the Knight of Swords. Sorry, you can't see it. There we go. It says, ambitious, action-oriented, driven to succeed, fast-thinking, defending beliefs. Action-oriented, driven to succeed, fast-thinking. I think I didn't do enough research on this kind of a read. Because, unless this is saying, like, again, we're going with, like, her mental health. Here, they're saying, like, if she doesn't get treatment for it, then, like, the fast-thinking, like, impulsiveness behavior will continue, but it seems like this card is saying that that's helpful. For some reason, the fast thinking, when I think of the fast thinking, I'm thinking about the manipulation. In the defending beliefs also, like, I feel like ties into manipulation. So maybe it's trying to imply, like, her manipulating behavior will continue. I don't know, man. I have to keep an eye on that. Go on to the seventh card, which seventh card goes across the third. It is the Nine of Cups. It just reverses lack of inner joy, smugness, dissatisfaction, indulgence, materialism, and inner happiness. Well, it would be nice if I actually read what the seventh card is about. It says how the state will change if you start working on yourself. So she receives some sort of therapy. She will be smug, but she won't be satisfied with it. It even talks about, like, indulgence, materialism, so, like, excess. It's weird. So it's almost like it's saying, like, she shouldn't work on herself. Like, and that's very strange. But there's also the advice of the spirit. So we don't know, the spirits can be cold-hearted, it seems like. I just say the eighth card is a lesson that the soul passes through physical ailments. So that's pretty much like the lesson learned here. It is the Seven of Pentacles. Says long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, and investment. Okay, well, that's the lesson learned. It's, hard work, diligence, invest, that long-term view. It's not the, the short-term, or what was it? Unachievable expectations this card was talking about. Those high expectations. This read was very strange. Anyone has any input, I would greatly appreciate it. It started off so strong. I think it's my fault because I'm not. These are being set aside for now, and if any of them I think make sense, I'll go through them. We're going to do a 3-card read, so let's put that aside. At least try to get something that makes sense before the video ends. Let's do a 3-card read for Amber's physical health. Spirits, can you help us understand what's going on with Amber physically? Her physical health. What can we expect? Again, no jump outs. Maybe that's why. Maybe I just don't have a strong connection today. What do we have? We have the Ace of Cups. It reverses emotional loss, blocked creativity, emptiness, self-love, intuition, and repressed emotions. Again, I'm trying to attribute. The problem is the deck and me. Because the deck doesn't describe any physical ailments. It just describes emotional ones. That is talking about loss. Emptiness. And then it's also talking about something being pushed down, the repressed. We move on to the 2 of Cups. It is reversed. It says self-love, disharmony, distrust, breakups, imbalance, tension, and broken communication. Okay. The disharmony, imbalance, definitely feel that something's not quite right. But with the girls of Girl World, that could be just about anything, whether it's physical or emotional. Just talking about broken communication. For some reason, I'm thinking physical. There's 2 things in her, or multiple things in it, they're not working together. I don't know. Is this that feeling I got? That's the miscommunication. Something just isn't working. Nothing's more vague than that, I guess. We have the 7 of Wands. It says challenge, competition, protection, perseverance, defense, maintaining control. I do think, because I honestly don't believe when it comes to something physical that Amber would allow it to go untreated, or I do think she puts off going to the doctor. But I do think that when and if she finds out she has something pretty seriously physically wrong with her, I do think she does get on top of it, or at least attempts to. Because it talks about perseverance, defense, even maintaining control. She wants to get on top of it and stay there. So, and it just seems odd that the whole high blood pressure thing comes up well after her, her checkup, when she was bragging about not having diabetes. I think it was Hetakana that said it's almost as if she just had a doctor's appointment. I'm like, yeah, it does kind of. But at this point, I think she should be grateful that high blood pressure is one of her main physical ailments, because, girl, you're not a 20-something-year-old anymore. The second I hit 30, I started going downhill. All right, how about one more 3-card read? Spirits, is there anything you can tell us about Amber? Anything juicy? maybe what she's up to next, what she's up to currently. Let's see what they say. They say Three of Wands, Nine of Swords, and we have the Six of Swords, which, oh, that's a movement card. I know that one. I'll start with the Three of Swords. It says, it's reversed, so it says playing small, lack of planning, lack of foresight, unexpected delays, obstacles to long-term goals. Yeah, I think Amber does keep finding obstacles to long-term goals. The hypothyroidism, the high blood pressure, and that definitely lack of planning, lack of foresight. I think so as well, because you don't get to be 500 plus pounds and, you know, have your whole life planned out in front of you. You know what I mean? Then we have the Nine of Swords, says inner turmoil, deep-seated fears, secrets, releasing worry, hope, and reaching out. Yeah, definitely secrets and deep-seated fears. I really do believe like she is terrified of something physically being wrong with her. But for some reason, it's just not enough to kind of wake her up and get her, you know, get her butt moving. You know, take care of it physically and emotionally. Then we have the Six of Swords. It's talking about transition, change, leaving behind, releasing baggage, and moving on. Maybe it's a card that's saying, like, the releasing baggage. Like, maybe she's finally going to actually start losing weight. Maybe start taking care of herself. It's a transition card. Like, is it a physical transition or an emotional one? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But thank you for joining me today. Make sure we thank the spirits for trying to help us out. And I hope you have a great day.